Hello everybody. It occurred to me as I was putting this video together that you might only be here because you need to know some carburetor settings for your Townmate. So being the helpful guy that I am, I'm going to provide those for you now. So if you need those, and that's all you needed, well there you go. You can now bugger off, sling your hook. But if you want to watch what else we got up to at the garage, then stick around and it shall follow now. Right, good morning everybody. You join us once again at Not Your Average Bikes, where Kieran is playing with this pink appendage here, and I am playing with this aluminium and rubber appendage here. This is the carburetor from the Townmate, and we are going to strip this down and clean it. So we've taken the pipes off, the float bowl is already off, the plunger is definitely stuck, and the rest of it is all as we left it. So we're going to get to taking it apart. So the first thing we're going to do is remove what's left of the knackery old gasket, which has split into two pieces already. So let's do that. Well, there we are. Mine came off quite nicely. Kieran's still fannying about over here doing something. Who knows why it's taking this long. Right, we are getting somewhere a little bit. I have been trying to heat up this section of the float bowl here to try and remove this, and we're getting the gaskets off. We're going to start dismantling that in a little bit. If you remember when we took this apart, there was a little bit of like gummy business. Let me just get around here so you can see a little bit clearly. Some gummy business around there, and then Kieran's been investigating and discovered that it is
bloody cracking thing.
Yeah, so that's cracked and realistically no good, so I'm going to have to try and find a replacement for that. So stick that on the list. Anyway, let's see what we can get on with this.
Easy does it, Tiger. Delicate brass business. Oh, he's gone bigger. Good to go. This is a long one. Ah. There it is.
So I managed to get that plunger out of there. I think there should be a spring somewhere, but I've not seen a spring yet. So if anybody knows anything about that, please do let me know. So, with that plunger now free, I was attempting to remove this drain screw here, but that looks to be well and truly seized in there, and with it not being mission critical, I think I'll just leave that and move on to the rest of it. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Move over here.
Gloved man back in action. So we're going to get this float out, which that pin doesn't seem to be secured in any fashion. It's just pressed through, and that gets that out, and a little needle in there, a little decoration. And then we've got the jets, which are again not in all that tight. And these had been soaked overnight to aid any deposits removal. And they are away. There we are. I can get on some other screws. Looking pretty gnarly screw there. So a little bit of abrasive action. Let's see if we can free up some of the rusty nonsense.
We're going to start dismantling this then, and there are various nuts, bolts and screws around the place. It's all fairly self-explanatory. We're just going to dismantle.
That was tight.
This is the Vapor Blaster, and it is more or less what it sounds like on the tin. It is a giant box of power which blasts water at high pressure along with these little glass beads, and what it does is it cleans up metal and aluminium parts and leaves quite a nice finish on them. So we're going to stick the carburetor in here, give it a blast and see what we end up with. So here is the carburetor before. As you can see, it's a little bit gnarly in places, quite rusty at the top there. We're going to have to work around this plastic bit. We are not taking this plastic bit off. We are going to work around it. So we'll see how that pans out. Alright, let's give it a go.
Well, show us what you've got, lad.
This bit has been done, and this bit has not been done.
Ah.
Can you see there? So that's what happens.
That's quite a difference.
Quite a difference.
Well, did you just buy a new one?
Nope. That is the original one.
What a result!
Well, there we are. She's like brand new, and you can't say fairer than that. That's 33 years worth of grime and horribleness gone in 5 minutes. The vapor blasting and the ultrasonic cleaning, which is what I'm going to do now, is a service that Not Your Average Bikes provides. So if you're interested in that, and you've got a manky old carburetor or any manky old metal parts, maybe give them a shout.
Nice finish.
Alright, going in.
Right, lunch will be ready in 3 hours.
Right, here we are then. We've got some clean carburetor components and we're going to start putting it back together. We've just blasted this thing and you can see more clearly perhaps now where that fracture is.
Eek.
Goes all around there, you can see it more clearly on the inside. So what we're going to try doing with that is welding it and then just sanding the base down so it's flat again. It might work, it might not, but we'll give it a go.
Oh dear, what has happened, John?
Well, I just wanted to show everybody my crack, basically.
Well, that's a fine old crack, sir. That's, oh dear. We've customised this pipe somewhat.
You might end up with a sort of air leak, slight air leak on the intake there.
Yeah.
Don't do anything about that.
So this was kind of a necessity because the whatever filler material was in there was creating a very unflat mating surface for then bolting back on. So we've essentially had to break some eggs to make this
delicious aluminium omelette.
Yeah. And hopefully we can get that welded up in a fashion that will be quite a useful result rather than potential for art.
Check this out, kids. Look at that. All nicely stuck to a nice piece of metal. I'm going to go and get that welded. You can probably tell that I've just done the valve inspection cover and the other cover that was on the engine there on the vapor blaster, and I gotta say I'm really impressed. I want one. I totally want a vapor blaster. I mean, that is just freaking awesome. And I'm going to put this back together now. Job done. Back together. Obviously we've got no gaskets in there at the moment. I need to order those and put those in at a later date, but we are basically all back together. Everything is shiny and clean. I've not messed with any of the settings, the float height or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it as it was, in the hope that it was running nicely before it sat there, but I can always adjust that later. And obviously I've put the little rubber O-rings back on these as well, so for now that's that. Let's take it back and see if we can stick it back on the bike.